Welcome to the Investor Agent Synergy Podcast, where real estate investors and agents come together to build partnerships, create value, and achieve more together. Whether you're an agent looking to unlock new opportunities or an investor seeking the right partnerships, this is the place to learn, grow, and connect. This podcast is proudly sponsored by New Hampshire Homebuyers, a trusted leader in local house buying since 2017. With over 100 glowing reviews and a commitment to being local, fair, and trusted, New Hampshire Homebuyers helps homeowners throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts sell their homes in any condition. Now, let's dive into the podcast.
Hey guys, Jeremy Beland here.
Hi guys, Shelly here.
We have a lot of Shellys for you guys today. Right. This is going to be the Shelly episode
Shelly
here.
Show.
The Shelly Show.
Shelly Squared.
Yeah. Shelly Squared on Investor Agent Synergy Podcast, episode 10. Super excited. As you guys know, we're all about highlighting rockstar agents in the New Hampshire and Massachusetts space. A lot of them have worked with investors on some level, some more than others, but we want to showcase these agents that are providing a lot of value in the local community. And today we have a great one. Her name is Shelly Szmyt. Right? Did I pronounce that right? All right, cool. From the Jason Mitchell Group, correct?
Yes,
awesome.
You got it.
Thank you for being part of this episode today.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, it's
super
our pleasure.
stoked.
Yeah, we're excited to have you on. So let's just start off. You can tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us your market, how long that you've been in real estate, and maybe how you got started.
Sure. So I started, so I've always wanted to do real estate, but I got into it about 7 years ago. Currently, I'm the broker in Mass and New Hampshire for Jason Mitchell Group. But I started when it was actually back, I lived in a 3-family in Manchester in 2017. I had lived in that same 3-family like 10 years back or whatever. And then I was like, I really want to buy this house. Like I feel like this house is mine. So I actually, when I went to rent from the landlord at the time for the second time, I was like, hey, I'm going to buy this property from you one day. So, just keep me in mind. And it must have triggered something inside of her. So 6 months later, she sold me the house.
Wow. That's awesome.
And at that time, I was like, all right, I've got to get my license. Like, this is what I want to do. Yeah. And so I ended up going through the classes. At the time, I was working at Southern New Hampshire University as a manager in admission.
Okay.
And then got my license, or I didn't even get my license at the time, but I was like really drained from that position. And I was like, I just keep feeling like I'm motivating people, trying to motivate people, and making money for the man, and like I should be motivating people and doing my own thing with this. Yeah. So I ended up quitting, gave my 2 weeks notice randomly one day. And at that point, I still didn't have my license. So I just studied hard after that. And then I got my license in May of 2018.
Wow. That's a pretty bold move.
Yeah, it was crazy. I had like no money. Like I was just like, I have to do this. I have to jump in 2 feet or like I'm not going to have the opportunity.
Burn the boats, right?
I either have to give myself 100% or I'm going to be like all over the place
Good
still.
for you.
That's smart.
Yeah, so actually. I did. I struggled for a couple months, well, probably a year. Got my license. The first 9 months, I think, I sold like 7 houses, which was
really
incredible.
Yeah, that's a great start.
And then, like, I was going into the next year, and I had a couple deals fall through, and I really sat there, and I was like, all right, I have no money. Yeah. I've got, like, I lived in the house that I had just bought, so I actually ended up purchasing that 3-family. So I was living there basically for free.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, so my bills were minimal, but I was like, man, like, should I be doing this? Like, I had that moment of like, all right, I'm really like rock bottom right now. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I quit my job. I bought this multifamily. Like, this is the time. And I either have to make it or what am I going to do? Go back to an office job? Yeah. Right. I could not see myself doing that. So I was like, all right, I've got to make it. So I just put my head to the ground and I like just grinded it out. And then that year I ended up selling like 25 houses.
Wow.
And I just started crushing it. And I came in at the right time and I've just been super blessed. But yeah, this is what I love to do. And this new position I came into about 2 years ago as the broker and division president for Jason Mitchell Group. Jason Mitchell Group is actually out of Arizona, but we're in probably, I think, like 40 states now.
Okay.
And so I took off and started recruiting. I got a couple agents under my belt, and then like our team has built, and we've been kind of growing and bringing people on. We've lost a couple agents that it wasn't a good fit, and now we're just in a position where it's like, all right, we want to build up this brokerage in the area. Our brokerage actually offers leads and they're qualified leads to our agents.
That's awesome.
And it gives agents that are coming into the business an opportunity to really just start to build their businesses really young in the game, which is incredible.
Well, speaking of incredible, everything you just said about you sounds very incredible to me. You know, the fact that you left your job and just said, screw it, I'm all in, and then got 7 deals your first 9 months. I mean, that's pretty remarkable. You know, you're talking about providing leads for new agents. I mean, you went and did it without any leads in your first 9 months.
Yeah.
Right? And then after, you know, a little bit of like, I feel like, you know, God or the universe, whoever you believe in, has a way of just testing you at times, right? Oh, here's some success.
Totally.
Here's a test, right? Are you in it for the long haul? Because here's the shit that's about to happen.
Yeah.
If you can't handle this, you need to get out of the kitchen, right? And you're like, I got this, right? And you went on and do 24 deals in your first, you know, the next 12 months or whatever. I mean, that's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
And then now you're talking about recruiting all these people. So you have this ability to turn nothing into something. A lot of people don't have that ability. Why do you feel like you have that compared to a lot of other people?
I think it's just like mentally, I know I'm going to be successful. I'm never going to allow myself to even get to that rock bottom place that I was. But I had to hit that, like you said, like it's just a test, right? So a lot of people will be like, hey, I want to follow my dreams. And like, I'm huge into like, I don't care what you want to do. Pick something though that you're passionate about and follow it through, because the last thing you want to do is look back and regret, right? And be like, damn, like I just spent the last 10 years, and I had done it. I spent 10 years in corporate, and I was like, I hated my life. I hated my life. I would wake up. It got to the point when I quit my job, I was waking up every day crying. Like I was like, I can't go there. I just can't be in that office.
You get a taste of not doing that anymore. It's like, I'll never go back. And I want to echo what Jeremy said too. Like, I really love your story, because I think a lot of us are like that in real estate. It's like you burn the bridges, like we said, and then you start, but then however long into it, ours was like a year into it, it's that gut check moment, like, oh my God, we might actually be done right now. This isn't going to work out. And then we had a year like that. I remember it was December of one year, and we had a bunch of unfortunate events in our business, and we just got up every day and said, well, there's no alternative. We're not going back to regular jobs anymore. We love the time freedom and being home, and we're not going to go work in an office. So we're going to make this work. And it's just hearing you say that. It's just like, I love stories like that, because I feel like those people are the most successful in this business.
Agreed.
And we once had a mentor tell us that once you start doing it and you do some deals, he's like, you guys need to understand, because we're both from really humble backgrounds. He's like, you guys are never going to be broke again, because you understand this business now. So no matter what happens, you're just going to keep starting over. You're going to make it work. And your story sounds the same.
Yeah, it's a really good point. So for like us, you know, it's with investments, but for you, I mean, we just talked about how you have the ability to turn something out of nothing, right? So you'll never hit that rock bottom place again, because you know how to get deals, whether it's to be a listing agent, buying agent, working with investors, recruiting people. You have that ability now, so you will never be back to where you once were. So that's a really great point.
Yeah, and I think for me, I have a natural ability to recruit because of my personality. I like social media. Well, I don't love social media, right? But like, you don't have a choice, right?
It's a good tool.
So
for
true.
me, one of the things that I coach when I have an agent come on is like, look, it's an 80-20 rule. 80% you, your life, like be an idiot, be yourself, you know,
live your life.
And then sprinkle in that you do real estate, because people don't give a dang if you're sold a house or, hey, you know, I'm at a showing, like, cool, but like, that's not who you are.
Right.
It's what you do. So for me, I think people look at me on social media and they're like, she's funny, she's cool, I want to hang with her, I want to work with her, I want to, people want to do business with the people that they trust and feel like
Connect with,
know.
right?
They
They
know,
connect
yeah.
with you.
So relatability.
Yeah.
So I try to encourage our agents, like, look, you're an agent, amazing. Share that, but really share who you are, because there's thousands of agents. If a person's going to want to work with you, it's because of who you are. Anybody can sell a house, anybody can buy a house, help you buy a house or help you invest. But like, what are you, who are you, and who wants, that's what's really going to help prove, like, okay, yeah, I want to work with this person,
Sure. Now, listen, mentorship and coaching as one myself, it's not easy.
Yeah.
What has you passionate about doing that and recruiting all these people to work on your team as a result of it?
I think that it's just, again, goes back to like my core values as a human. Like, I want to help people succeed. I want people to follow their dreams. And if real estate is it, like, come hang with us and we're gonna push you and we're gonna help you grow and we're gonna coach you and train you. And that's just like, that just comes with the territory of wanting somebody, being a part of somebody else's story, you know?
I love that.
So you're growing this team. You're doing amazing things already. What are some of like your long-term goals in real estate?
So for me, I definitely want to get more into investing myself. I want to buy more properties, work with more investors. I think like long term, I'd like to have a good sized team and really not necessarily step away from selling or helping folks buy, but definitely getting more into, I want more residual income from my family. Like, that's kind of the route that I'm going in, while still helping agents come on and start their journey and go through their journey. So just being a part of their story, again, is going to be important. But like, for me, it's just like, it's not the end game. Like, I really want to have more properties and have a bigger portfolio.
Sure. So your attraction to investment really is just buy and hold, kind of like the 3-family you have now. You've obviously been living for free when you had that, right?
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
see the power of that, and you want to just kind of rinse and repeat and grow more of that, is what you're saying?
Yeah, for sure. And I do want to help, like, even our agents that are coming on, I want to help coach them into like, hey, you're an agent. When I started, I would see agents that didn't own their own houses, and I never understood that, because I'm like, I feel like how can you sell a house if you don't own a house, or you're not working towards that at least, right?
Right.
So again, I think like for me, it's just like helping people get to that level of like, all right, but I also have to do it, right? It holds me accountable to following my dreams with it. Because how can I coach somebody on like, hey, you should be purchasing properties for your family
Yeah.
if I'm not doing it,
Yeah.
right? So that's kind of where we're at.
Well, I love that you're open to working with investors, because a lot of agents aren't for various reasons. Curious why you think certain agents just have no interest working with investors at all.
So when I started, I worked with a couple investors, and I felt like investors are more like, they're going to be open, right? So I'm not going to be or a specific investor's only agent that they're going to work with. They're looking for deals, right? So they're going to go where
The deals are.
the deals are, right? So for me, and I'm sure it's discouraging to a lot of people, I'd work with an investor, put a lot of time in, and then next thing I know, they're buying a property with somebody else. So it's like, well, what am I putting my time into here if I don't have their commitment?
Yeah. Sure.
Right. So I think that's where people get deterred from that, is like I don't want to spend my time doing that. Or they're also very intimidated because they don't know the game. They don't know, maybe they haven't even purchased, like gone through a multifamily purchase, that can be intimidating. So I think a lot of agents might have that fear, but at the end of the day, it's the same transaction. You know what I mean? The biggest thing with investing, though, or working with investors, is networking, right? Coming on, taking chances, getting out of your comfort zone and learning. Like, you can't learn unless you do it, right? And even though it's intimidating sometimes to go to investor meetings and stuff, like my first couple, I was like, who am I? You know, like these people have like hundreds of units, and like I don't even feel comfortable talking about that because I don't even know what I'm supposed to say, you know? So I think it's just getting out and putting yourself in uncomfortable positions to grow.
Absolutely. When we first started going to real estate investor meetings, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to go. Like, I just felt like I didn't belong there. And then everybody we meet, they're all very different too. All investors are investing in different things. They have different backgrounds, different reasons for even being there. So just getting out of your comfort zone, even to go be, like you said, to just go network. And then you realize like, there's so much more you could have in common and ways to work with investors. So
yeah, for sure. Now, as somebody who is kind of an investor herself and agent investor friendly, as they say in this world, and you're mentoring and coaching people, what kind of advice and guidance would you give to maybe young realtors looking to maybe what it's like to work with investors? Like you mentioned, just networking. What are some pointers you could give somebody listening and watching right now that maybe want to get into that space?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just putting yourself out there, right? And like one of the things that I did that helped me be so successful, because I came into the business, I'm like, I'm not cold calling. I'm sick of that. I was doing that at my old job, kind of, you know what I mean? I was like, that's not what I want to do. So I was like, all right, what am I going to do? And I was like, social media. That's how I'm going to do it. And you know what I would do is I would go to open houses every weekend and I would take videos and I'd be like showing at this house, like $1 million houses, whatever, you know what I mean? Anything. And that really helped me. Like I just posted stuff and people were like, you're so busy, you know, like you're so busy, like that's amazing. And I'm like, I don't even have a client right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you look busy.
But I look busy and I faked it till I made it. And I think the biggest thing is like find out what it is that maybe you're comfortable with or uncomfortable with and just do it. Get out there. Like the biggest thing with investors, I think, is just building the network. Because I know all of the investors that I know, they all work with each other. They all have deals that they might be able to sell to somebody else. So it's not as intimidating as it feels. Like it shouldn't be. Once you get out there and you start meeting people, like people will come to you and be like, hey, you know, do you have any houses available? Well, no, but I'm working on this, you know, and just open that line of communication.
I love that. It's great advice. Now, one of the things, you know, as a mentor and coach myself, I've always seeked out mentorship. And what a lot of times is like, since we started this beginning, I've always had a coach or a mentor. We've had a coach or mentor always. And I probably always will, because I'm a true believer in it.
Smart.
Not just providing those values to other people, myself as somebody experienced in the field these days, but I just feel like the fastest way to success is by learning from people that know what you don't know, right? We all have blind spots, and you know, so I think of like, all right, here's what I want to achieve next. Who do I need to find to help me achieve that? I got to go find somebody who's already doing it, right? Now I see somebody like yourself who's done a lot in a short amount of time. I mean, you're growing a team, you've done investments, you've been a very successful realtor. We were talking offline. Can we share some of the numbers what you've done in the last couple of years?
Yeah, so 2024, we did, well, I say we because Erica works with me. She does a lot of the back end stuff, which is incredible. Yeah. She's the best. Thank God for her. She keeps my head on my shoulders.
Yeah, good partner will do that.
But we did 44 houses and 26 million.
How many houses?
44.
Wow.
In 2024.
And in 2024, we've been talking about this on previous episodes.
The year,
more than 70% of realtors didn't do one deal.
None.
It's incredible.
You did 44.
That's insane, yeah.
Right?
So, wow.
So
that makes me feel real good.
It should, right? And this is going to make
the
my
numbers
point.
are wild. Yeah.
So,
awesome.
You know, if I was new and I wanted to be like, I want to be a real estate agent, and I saw you and I was just like, you know, I need somebody to take me under their wing. I want to learn from somebody because I want the path to success as quickly as possible. That's what I want. Right?
Yeah.
Some other people maybe not, but that's what I want. I would seek out you because here you are in a year where 70% of realtors nationwide didn't do a deal. You did 44, right? Which is amazing. You're growing a team. You've had success. You've already gone through a lot of hard times. You know what it's like to buy a multifamily and be an investor. So, you know, I'm searching for you. So I know you're growing your team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of opportunity for people right now to get under your wing and work with you so they can have that fast path to success.
Yeah.
How do they go about achieving that?
So They've just got to DM me, slide in my DMs, really. No, so here's the deal. The company that I work with, we have over 180 different referral partners across the country. We don't have all of them here, but I'm looking to build a team in Boston. We need like 15 to 20 agents, like ASAP. So I'm looking for like even boutique brokerages maybe that want to feed their agents leads, and the team leader and even the agents, they're going to have an unbelievable deal. So like I can confidently say our team structure is better than any that I've ever seen. And the thing is like you're going to have Erica and I to rely on. We get calls all day from our agents, and we're there. We pick up the phone. I don't care what time it is, we're going to be there to help our agents. A lot of people, and even when I came in, I was promised like, hey, yeah, we're going to mentor you, we're going to be here for you. And then I'd go to the office and like people were nice and stuff, but once I started getting busy, I felt like they got intimidated and they kind of backed off and I felt like I didn't have support. So I learned everything on my own, 100%. Whether it was like YouTubing, even how to like write a contract, like it was like pretty bad. So for me, I never want an agent to feel that way. I don't bring on an agent and look at them as competition. I look at them as I want to groom this agent. The more successful they are, the more successful I am. And even if they leave our brokerage at some point, I want them to. If you have a better opportunity, go with it. I'm always going to support that. I don't want anyone, I want it to be a safe space with my agents.
I love that.
I want them to be able to ask me any question, not feel like they can't come to me or that they're a burden or anything like that. So when I say like our phone doesn't stop all day, between clients, between our agents, everything, like we are always there for them. Like we prioritize them.
Yeah.
So I think if people know that, that's going to be a huge selling point for coming to work with you guys. Because like I do feel like in real estate, you can, you know, when you're just starting out, it's easy to feel like you're on an island if you don't have that support. And that would be the most, if it was me starting out myself, that'd be the most intimidating thing to me, is to not feel like I'm going to have that support no matter what they say. Is it really going to happen? So it sounds like you guys are the real deal with that. So.
A lot of people promise that too. Like I said, everyone wants to recruit and like get people under their belt if they're going to make money off of them, right?
Yeah.
And they don't really care. And I hear it from every agent we brought on. That's the main reason why they switch. And we fulfill that promise of like, we will be there to help guide you. And we want you to crush it.
Yeah.
And I don't even really take leads anymore. I'm fortunate enough that I'm not in that boat where I need to. I have to right now, like in the Boston area, because we don't have anyone. So I'm traveling a lot to Boston, but like my goal is to build a team there. I don't need more business in that way. Like I have myself, Jen, and I'm good with that. So I really try to give all of our leads off to our agents so that they can thrive.
Awesome. So if you guys are listening to this or watching this and you're in the Boston area, this is where you need to go.
Hit me up for sure.
So how do they slide in your DMs? Because we don't know where your DMs are.
So yeah, exactly. I'm all over the place. No, so Facebook, Instagram, it's just Shelly Szmyt. My name is spelled Szmyt, my last name. That good Polish, and no. So yeah, I have a cell phone. So 603-505-0827. But you'll find me on the socials. Yeah. And I'll give you guys all my info so you can throw it on there.
Show notes and all that stuff as well. That's awesome. So last question before we wrap up. I'm just curious, like, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
I see myself still, helping folks get into real estate. I think that's like a huge thing. I get a lot of people that are like, hey, I want to do real estate. And I sit down and I have a real conversation with them. So I want to continue to do that. I'm passionate about it. And then, I just want to get more properties under my belt, maybe some commercial properties, residential, multifamilies, and just build my portfolio. But I don't see myself leaving real estate, that's for sure. So I'll still be here doing my thing for sure.
Good thing about real estate is you can build a life you never want to retire from.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's a great way to put it.
Pretty awesome. And with everything you've done, we have no doubt you'll achieve all the success that you hope to.
Appreciate
so it's
you.
really, really impressive. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for being on this episode
thank
today.
you.
Thank you
Great
guys
guest.
so much. Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, guys, that's it this week. What a rock star again on this podcast. Reach out to her if you're in the Boston area or anywhere in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and you're looking to join a team to be part of somebody that's really going to help you achieve your goals in the retail and even the investment real estate space. This is the person to go to. So all the contact information will be in the show notes. Until then, we'll see you guys next week. Have a great time. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Investor Agent Synergy Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share with others who could benefit from stronger partnerships in real estate. And a big thank you to our awesome sponsor, New Hampshire Home Buyers, helping homeowners with fair professional solutions since 2017. For more information about New Hampshire Home Buyers, how they can help you or someone you know, please go visit nhomebuyers.net. Until next time, remember, success in real estate is better together. See you on the next episode of Investor Agent Synergy Podcast.